So I'm going to start on this side of the leg. We're going to do the upper side first and work down, and then we'll come over to the far side, okay? So the protocol that we use for the legs, you're going to see me doing it now, and you'll also see some of this will be part of the 5-part laser hair removal training modules that you can download. But we always start from the right side of the bed for the clients always. Consistency in a treatment is really important, so your clients are going to get the same experience each time they attend treatments. How does that feel? So on a pain scale between 1 and 5, what would you say? 1. A 1, that's good, okay. So it's important that your clients are going to feel the same experience each time they come in, and in some clinics it's not possible to have the same specialist perform all treatments for your clients, because in a lot of cases the course is lasting 12 months. So with holidays or with sicknesses, anything can crop up, and you know, rather than cancelling your clients and having to wait on a specialist to get back from a holiday, you're going to need another specialist to take over that treatment. So it's important to have that consistency. Are you feeling okay? It's something that we are really strict on doing in our clinics, so that our clients don't feel a difference between each specialist if ever they can't have the same person for one of their treatments. So we always use this protocol where we'll start on the right side of the bed always, the right side of the leg, working our way to the inner thigh on the upper leg. Then we'll work to the lower leg, starting from the outside in. On the far side, when we move to the left, again we're going to start on the right side of the left thigh, working outwards, and the right side of the inner lower leg, working outwards. So you'll see this protocol as I go on today. Always be sure to check in with your clients on every single treatment, even if they're on their 10th treatments. After you do the first 1 or 2 pulses of laser, you need to be checking the client's pain scale to ensure that their comfort levels are still the same, because sometimes you can tolerate the heat differently, and you need to be gauging if you're at the right levels for that day. In some cases your client's temperature at different times of the year might be, their body temperature might be up slightly more than the previous treatment, so even though you may be using the same energy, they might feel it more on one visit than they would on the other visit. So it's important that you're checking in with your clients just to make sure that you're on the safe side. There's 5 indications that you're looking for when doing laser hair removal treatments. So usually you're going to find 2 of them on a treatment, which is what you're looking for. You're never going to be seeing all 5. In some cases you might. But the 5 indicators would be: 1, your client is feeling something; 2, a smell of singed hair, which is really important, so that's one of the main ones. You might get some erythema after treatments. Another one could be oedema after treatments, or you may be experiencing during treatment some of the hairs will extract immediately, which is a really good response from the treatments. So usually you're looking for 2 of them 5 indicators. And it is now feeling, are you still on a pain scale 1?
Yes.
So a pain scale 1, I can smell the hair is singeing, so I've already got 2 indicators. With the high speed, because it's very gentle on the skin and it's not absorbing much heat superficially in the superficial layer of the skin in the epidermis, we're not generating a lot of redness after treatment, but sometimes you might experience redness. If you are somebody who's using the Light Shear Duet, it's got that benefit, but it sometimes can take a minute or 2 to see any redness appearing on the skin. So generally you're not going to be seeing this as an indicator. Are you still feeling okay?
Yeah.
Sometimes your client might feel the energy a little bit more on the back of the thighs, just at the centre of the back of the thighs, because usually when you're going to have thicker hair, it's going to come up in that area. So a lot of times you might have finer hair on the upper leg, but you'll have the coarse hair just at the centre of the back of the thighs. You don't generally need to be reducing your energy once you've got your setting for coarse hairs. If your setting is on a fine hair for the rest of the upper thigh, and it has coarse hair all around, so I have her on a coarse setting. But if you're on a fine setting for the front of the upper thigh or for around the sides, you may need to be adjusting your energy for the coarse hair as you come along the center of the back of the thigh, if the hair gets thicker in that area. Another area that can be very sensitive on the legs would be along the back of the knees. So there's a couple of areas with laser that will feel the energy a little bit more than the rest of the area that you're treating. So back of the knees, toes, fingers, nipples and elbows. So they're generally the areas that you might need to look at. Just dropping your energy slightly when you're going over them areas if your client isn't tolerating the same heat. You feeling okay there, Anna?
Yes.
Your overlap is really important. So you always need to make sure that you're in full control of where you're positioning the handpiece, and that you're not treating down the legs in a way that you're blocking your view from where you're about to deliver the energy into the skin. So you always need to make sure you've got that 100% control, and that you're seeing exactly where you've just treated and where you're now treating. You always need to be overlapping approximately 15% with any laser device, and it would be the same here with the light shear duets. If you can see here, the handpiece is quite large, but it's this little square guide, the rectangle in the middle, is the only part of the skin that's actually being treated with the laser. So you can see how much overlap we're going to need on both sides as we go on to the next section. Feeling okay?
Yes.
So you can see how quick the laser is. And when we're treating now on darker skins, we're using 400 milliseconds. The energy is delivering slower. So if we were on a Caucasian skin type, we're nearly cutting down by half the time for the delivery of the energy, so you'll move along a lot faster. Okay, so that's the back of the legs done. I'm now going to get you just to turn around to the front. Okay. Okay, so again, around at the front now, we're going to start on this side. Just make sure you can see your lines correctly, that they haven't wiped off with the tissue. If they have, just make sure to mark over them again. So again, starting from the right side and working our way in.